10:02. What's going on, everybody? It's the Fan. It's the Tiki and Tierney Show. How you doing today? And I'm nervous. I know. No Aaron Rodgers. Let me just end something very, very quickly, because I think it is, at least for the Jets thinking, their perspective, absolutely insane to suggest otherwise. All right. So we are now officially inside of 2 hours to, I hope, resolution to a conversation that we have shaped and debated a million ways and sideways. You know where I stand. I'm all in. That's not changing. But with Rodgers, you have heard a lot. I think this is just crazy. Oh, if we don't have a deal, we don't let the Jets know by noon. They got to pivot. Jets got to bounce. No word from Rodgers. Jets got to have a different plan. No, they don't. The plan is, no matter when Aaron Rodgers tells the Jets that he wants to play for the Jets, that is how long the Jets wait. Period. That's it. Do you think, let me ask you guys something. Well, I should say this. Yeah, it's egotistical. Yes. It's selfish. Yes. It's a little petty that here we are Monday morning, okay, with free agency about to go bonkers and the Jets contingent flying out there to California last week and the meeting going well. Do I think it's mildly alarming that he hasn't said, yeah, I want to play for the Jets yet? Not as much as everybody else. Not really, because I baked in his weirdness from day one. This is Aaron Rodgers trying to maximize every single second of, of exposure. So let me just present this in a way that, again, contrary, I've heard this all weekend. I don't even mean from you, from my friends. Dude, if Rodgers doesn't tell the Jets by noon on Monday, they got to say screw you and go and get somebody else. All right. I think that is crazy thinking. Crazy. You don't devise this incredibly detailed, all-in, intricate off-season plan with all the contract restructures. Think about that. Laken Tomlinson sent the guy a GIF over the weekend saying, take all my money, because he did, because Laken restructured. You don't go that far into this, right, without Aaron Rodgers being choice 1, choice 2, and choice 3. It was never Rodgers 1, Carr 2, Garoppolo 3. No, it's Rodgers 1, Rodgers 2, Rodgers 3, and come hell or high water, we're waiting until we simply cannot wait anymore. And while nobody wants to hear this, and trust me, I don't want to talk about this for another month. That, like the speculatory nature of it, even though I'm still pretty convinced he's coming, it gets old. It gets old. But the Jets' plan is Rodgers, and then maybe Garoppolo. Well, what if Garoppolo signs at 12:05, or his agent agrees to the parameters of a deal because it's illegal tampering? That's fine. What you do is you communicate to his agent, don't sign yet. Saleh loves him. You know what we're doing with Rodgers. Just see where it goes. And then if he signs, this is the risk that you run, meaning Garoppolo or whomever. Guys, you got to understand. And Tiki eventually came to my side late last week. We could not have disagreed more. I was all in. He was all out. All in on the premise and all in on Rodgers wanting the Jets. Tiki was in on the premise, but was never, ever in on Rodgers wanting the Jets, okay? And when you have that point of view, as I've had, as I've said every day here on The Fan for well over a month, hell, I've been saying this since February. Oh, my God. When you have that position and it's that deeply embedded in your soul, and I believe it, like I'm not, let me do a little shtick. Let me just talk about Rodgers every day and try to, pump up the job. I believe that this is what they should do. I know this is what they want to do, and I believe this is who they will get. But when you believe that, right? When you believe that, you don't have such like a quick release from the grip. That's why, and it's going to happen or it's not during our show. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen maybe in the 11 o'clock hour, all right, before 12 noon legal tampering. If it's 12:01 and we're sitting here and it doesn't happen, everybody's terrified. Not me. There is no timeline for this. Yes, it is annoying. And yes, I wish this guy was wired a little differently. Just let us know, dude. You got rookie, well, now, second-year guys, burning cheese heads. You've got half the roster restructuring. What's the story, bro? You want to play for the Jets or not? Or not? But I got to wait this out. And you're on his time, and you're on his clock. As weird and as twisted and as convoluted at times as that clock has been. I'm not bailing. I'm not bouncing. And the Jets aren't bailing. And the Jets aren't bouncing. The Jets are not flinching. So stop thinking that they're going to. Now, well, what happens, Brandon, if we're sitting here on tomorrow's show and it's 10:08 in the morning as it is right now, and Aaron Rodgers has not given a single intimation as to what he wants to do? You know what? I'll just have Dole pull what I just said, and I'm going to hit rewind. Just play what I just said, because I'm not going to change my opinion. You guys got to understand. I mean, I'm the idiot who's actually still, somewhat of the mindset that Zach Wilson can be salvaged. So I'm already coming from a twisted space, And I also think, I know, we all know Rodgers is amazing. There's varying degrees of belief how much he has left, how much was the injury truly a factor a year ago, how much would he be all in with the Jets? Would he be at the facility? Would he parachute in at the start of camp? Would he be fully engaged? I mean, all these variables, all right? But the main variables were, I think he's got a ton left, and I think it's the Jets' only chance to salvage Wilson. That's always been the wind behind my Rodgers sails here, And the rest of the roster, the Jets obviously ready to win now. So I get it. We all, especially now, last 10, 12 years, the world of immediacy. I need it now. I got news for you, man. Like, I'm watching, before the show, and this is not a knock. I mean, I know him a little bit. I don't know him particularly well. I mean, I know him well enough. He's a good guy. Listen, Greenberg, right, from ESPN. Like, he's losing his mind. Dude, we'll get the answer. Relax. Everybody relax. We will get the answer. You might not get it when you want it from Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport or whomever. Stop incessantly refreshing Twitter. You guys have you become unhinged. Today's the day. Relax. All right? So hopefully all fears have been quelled. 877-337-6666. I don't know. I mean, I'm either begging for pain or I am going to be one happy person. I think it's going to be the latter. I do. We're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Teak is off today, so he's enjoying his first off day of the year. He's down in Tampa, knocking around the Little White Pill with his buddy and his brother Rondé at the Valse Bar. He said he was hitting the balls over the week. He said, he's terrible. Good luck, buddy. At least you're not going to be in front of 10,000 people at the Pro-Am watching you swing. So Teak is off. He's back tomorrow. Now, the other thing, we'll get to this later. Volpe, Dominguez, Yankee issues. We'll get to it. Knicks with a big win. But this is the story. This is it. And I know. There are now, and I get it, because it's really just reading the tea leaves and looking at the time and the chronology behind it and, factoring in Rodgers' state of mind, which has not always been predictable. All right. That's it. And I can tell you, I'm going to get to the first call, and invariably I'm going to be asked somehow, what if Rodgers never commits to the Jets? What if he retires? What if he's got another team that he's trying to hatch this grand master plan, and he's been using the Jets? That's plausible. It's possible. Sure. What happens then? What do you do then? Huh? You dug in from this is somebody asking me. You dug in from day one. What do you do then? Well, you get Garoppolo. Oh, well, Jimmy signed with the Raiders. Well, you go trade for Lamar Jackson. I got answers. It's not hard. You wait on Rodgers. If you bail now, and there's no way let me just promise you this. There's no way in hell the Jets are going to pivot abruptly out of desperation and bail. Everything they've done this offseason has been rooted in the strong conviction that they are going to get Aaron Rodgers. And I believe that they will. And eventually we'll find out. And I believe it will be today, and I believe it will be during the show. 877-337-6666. All right. Let's go to Bridgewater first up. Anthony's on the fan. What up, Ant? How are you today?
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Good. What's happening, buddy?
I'm just want to call, let you know, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet today. I got a feeling he's coming out with it today. I remember he's in California probably, so he's 3 hours behind us. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning there.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you by 11:30 Eastern time that news will be out. Aaron Rodgers will be a Jet today.
I mean, that's what I expect. Now, what if he's not? Let me ask you this. What if he's not? What if we're sitting here during the show, we just do all in, and at 12 o'clock here on Tiki and Tierney, it's 12:29, and I'm taking calls. Maybe at that point we mix in a little Volpe, Yankee stuff, whatever we're doing, and there's still no Rodgers commitment to the Jets. What are you thinking at that point?
We got to wait. I don't think. I think we have to wait.
Yep.
I don't think there's a panic. I kind of agree with what you said. I don't think there's a panic in going out with B, C, D options here. I don't think that's the case. I think we wait for Rodgers, and we have to go all in for him. He's going to be the guy that's going to lead us where we got to go, and you just never know who else they can get. Who's going to want to come play for him? Is Odell going to want to come? You just don't know, and I think Rodgers is the guy, and I think it's happening today. I really don't think there's going to be a problem with that.
I'm with you. Yeah. And how many years you been a Jets fan, Anthony?
My entire life. I'm
going
to be 30 years old next month. So my entire life. I know I'm not that old, but
no, I got you. You've got far fewer scars than me, and I've got fewer than Beningo. Like the line of pain gets longer and longer the older you are. So, but you got enough. You got enough on the body to know. But I do think a lot of this too is this inherent, and I do understand it on some level. Though I've done my best to detach myself from this loser, defeatist way of thinking. Many of you think it's going to implode just because it's the Jets. Many of you think that. The Jets are going to jet. There's no way the Jets can bring this home. There's no way Aaron Rodgers believes the Jets are worth his time. It's the New York Jets. Yeah. I mean, even if he did something crazy and retires and leaves over $100 million on the table, or somehow flexes some last-second power play, which I don't think is happening, and wants to go to a different team and maybe tries to coerce or force the Packers into trading him within the NFC, like even if that happened, I wouldn't say. Now you might, I wouldn't. Oh, it's because of the Jets, and we're terminally cursed. We're tortured. I don't subscribe to that. I don't. I do think that there's something to be said for intelligent people infiltrating a pathetic situation. And that's what happens that's what's happened with the Jets. Joe Douglas is good. And Joe Douglas has restored a little balance in the franchise. I don't think he's getting played. I don't. Maybe some of you do. That's fine. But, I don't. Jason Hoboken, what's happening, Jay? How are you?
Brando, how are you?
What's up, Jason? How you doing today, man?
I'm good. I just listened to FAN a lot after you guys got off on Friday, and then through the weekend doing some different work around the building here. But I have to firmly believe that Douglas and crew know the answer. They didn't fly all the way out to California to hear Aaron say, all right, I'll let you guys know. Because if that was the case, then you'd be hearing rumblings about how they're going to talk to other guys, Garoppolo, maybe start talking about Lamar Jackson. I firmly believe that they got the answer, and just like Aaron Rodgers said over the weekend at that celebrity, flag football event, these things take time. There's no way that they didn't get the answer they wanted to hear, or else we would have pivoted already. Why would we wait?
It's pivot time. Well, that's the only thing that I would disagree with a little bit on there, Jason. I don't know for sure. I don't know that I believe that Aaron Rodgers told them, either on the flight or I should say after the flight I don't think that he said, I'm in then necessarily. I think it was just a really good meeting. I think, for him, it cemented the belief that the Jets are ready to be something, big and do something bold. I don't know that he said yes then, but I do believe he's going to say yes. So,
but you have to know that Woody and Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas, they know that now. Like, they know, they already have the answer, I think. And I think what's happening now is, all the contract stuff, all the boring stuff that we would have never heard about any of this stuff if it wasn't for social media years ago. You just say, all right, they met with them, and when's it going to happen? But now it's so fine-tooth and comb with every tweet that comes out. We have to know every step of the way. And trust me, I'm a Jets fan, I'm a Nets fan, I'm a Mets fan. Nobody knows more off-the-field drama than fans like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's nonstop.
I think hey, Jay, we crave it. I mean, you're right. We need it. We hunt it down. Like, that's why I said before, stop incessantly hitting refresh. You know, I mean, come on, man. Yeah. I mean, I love the Jets as much as anybody, but I mean, let's incorporate a little stability here. Jeez, calm down. I mean, one thing that the Jets have done really, really well lately is that they resemble a professional franchise in the fact that very few leaks get out. Think about that. It's very tightly sealed, very clandestine operation. That's good. That means everybody's on the same page. Woody's not sure, although some people think maybe Woody gave Diana Rossini that information last week. I don't know. I can't prove that or disprove it. Some people have said that on the air. Some people I've heard on the air, not here, in other spaces. Whatever. She's terrific. I think she's highly reputable. I like her, so that's fine. But Woody's not chirping. Salva's not saying a peep. Douglas is not. You know, listen, I've texted Joe a few times, probably more than a few, over the last year. And the last tweet that I sent them, the last text that I sent them, didn't hear back. You know, the one before that, I did. That means I got it, and I'm not even hunting to break a story. That's not necessarily, that's not what I do. I don't break stories. If I know, like the St. John stuff with Patino, yeah, I'll tell you what's happening because that I know. Like I did on Friday, that they're going to go after him. Yep. But I'm not an NFL newsmaker, and I love that the Jets have become this franchise. It took forever for them to be this. Jeff's in Scarsdale. What's happening, Jeff?
Hey, Brandon, great to talk to you. Tiki, when he went solo last week, had brought up the point, you know, who's really a strong advocate for Lamar Jackson and I would have rebutted him on that, but I didn't get a chance. I would know your opinion because I feel like Lamar came into the league 6 years ago as a imperfect or erratic pocket passer, and I think today he remains an imperfect and erratic pocket passer. So to have that as an option, the question is, can you teach accuracy? Can you teach going through progressions? So I like Rodgers. I feel like if Brady can have productive years from age 39 to 44, 45.
Well, that's a bit ambitious. I mean, hell, I'll take 39 to 42 to me. He's pushing. He's not coming here for 5 years.
Hear you.
You know, I do think you're a little unfair to Lamar, and thanks for the call there, Jeff. You know, to say that he's erratic and doesn't go through reads, I don't think is a fair, scouting report. No, I don't think he's the most refined passer, but I think he's certainly quality. I mean, he's an amazing athlete. That everybody knows, but he's actually thrown some. I mean, everybody, I guess, at this level could throw the occasional dime, but he throws the ball a lot better. And he did it at Louisville because they ran a pro offense, something everybody was missing coming out of the draft. I mean, I just feel like he's become a little stagnant, and you can make the case. I say stagnant because I do like him. You can remove the word stagnant and insert the word regress a little without overstating it. I feel like he kind of quit on the Ravens a year ago. Can't prove it, just my opinion. And by the way, with all that money staring at you, if there's some instability in the joint with his knee, I know nobody wants to hear it. I hate it. I'm of the old school mentality. Go play. Don't abandon your team when you're chasing a playoff spot. But in the real world, from a prism of practicality, you're talking $200 million. You have to do what you have to do on some level. No, Lamar would be galvanizing. Everybody would love Lamar. Rodgers is my first choice. Number one choice. Always has been. And he's the Jets. 877-337-6666. So, if they do whiff, I'll engage with you here. If they do whiff on Rodgers, they won't. If they do, then what's the plan? And I told you, if it's Brissett, my only plan is we riot at that point. That's the only thing that I'm on the right. I'm on the record with two things with the Jets. I think Rodgers is coming, and if it's Brissett, we riot. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. We'll do the Yanks and Mets a little later. The Knicks, that was a big win for the Knicks, but I'm still worried about Brunson. We'll do that stuff later. A little selection Sunday as well, the big dance, and details on the Tiki and Tierney Bracket Challenge, a chance to come and co-host with me and Tiki. So all those things are on the table. Twitter, Tiki and Tierney, at Brandon Tierney on a busy Monday. What I think is going to be an awesome Monday.